So many of you have been wondering and having quite a fit over this new election, both for good and for bad. So what we have done is we have asked AI to give a artificial intelligence analysis of what happens when a liberalistic government takes over and runs a country for a while. What happens when societies adopt policies that prioritize feelings over facts, centralization over freedom, and equity over achievement? We asked AI to analyze historical governments that implemented agendas similar to modern liberal policies, and the results were alarming. Let's explore the common threads these societies and their ultimate downfalls led to, so we can understand the dangers of repeating the same mistakes. We want to thank our sponsor today, the Elder Guard.
Hey guys, good day. I hope you're doing well. I just wanted to take a quick break to let you know about a special group that we have formed based off all this crazy information that seems counter-biblical or things that seem different than what we learned. It appears that everything going on from before we were ever born, even things about the Bible, are much different than we got taught in church. I've spent the last 24 years researching this information, and we have formed a group, a private membership group, of course, to keep out trolls and people losing their mind over this stuff. I know a lot of people are busy and they couldn't afford certain things, so we've made it so that you can join the membership, help out our ministry and what we're trying to do. And I combined both this teaching course, Reason to Believe, which unveils how they're hiding the millennial reign of Christ, what the true story behind the whole reason for Jesus coming, and why they're keeping us entrapped in kind of this mental thought state. It is much, much different than what they teach in church. So if you join up in our membership group, we also have this book here called Millionaire Mindset. It's not about greed and money. It's about like having a King Solomon mindset about things and how to think about how God has revealed to us how to think and live and act. So plus there's a couple other courses in there about how to immediately change your mind about things that are going on and stuff that this, what we call a deep state or whatever, is hiding from us. It is what we call the fallen angel hierarchy. So the way this is structured, when you join, you'll be able to have a no excuse type of way of learning all of this. What you'll get is a 10-minute like PDF or 10-minute type of course that can be sent to you each day, and you can print it out, you can read it right there, you can listen to an audio. It's 10 minutes for you to learn about the things that are affecting your life deeply. Plus, you're getting super informed about how to restructure your life the way God intended. So this is our little private group, and plus the benefits that you get for supporting us. And you get this private group that we're all in on a platform called School, where there's discussions, there's information, there's all these movies and things to help support this information. It's a total learning platform, and it's super important for your life because everything you think and you do has been programmed in there since we went to school as elementary school kids. So we're about helping you redo all of that and become and understand biblical teachings in a different way, the way they were written, and to formulate your life in a way in which it's rich and full, and you can live it out the way God intended and understand who you actually are in this kingdom. All right, that's it. We'll see you on the other side. Link will be in the description or the comments.
To the school we went to the things people talked about, to the news on television, to the books we read, have been designed by this deep state to take control of our minds, which led to the capture of our country. All right, let's begin. The link will be in the description below. The modern liberal agenda. So today's liberal policies claim to champion progress. Oh, that term, what does that mean? But let's break down their core tenets and the potential to harm they can cause. First, undermining traditional family values, the promotion of alternative lifestyles over the nuclear family. This is AI. I ask AI to give us the answers to this. Erosion of parental rights and the promotion of state-influenced education. Climate change hoaxes and fear-mongering, policies that cripple industries and harm economies in the name of environmentalism. Equity over achievement, forcing outcomes to be equal rather than fostering individual excellence, rewarding mediocrity at the cost of innovation. increased government power, that is, the reliance on welfare programs that create dependency rather than independence, expanding regulations that stifle small businesses and individual freedoms, censorship and thought policing. That means they're policing your thoughts, everything you think, monitoring, tracking you, and they suppress dissenting opinions under the guise of misinformation and hate speech, just terms assigned to truth. Prioritization of identity politics. That means dividing people into oppressed versus oppressor groups, creating cultural and social conflict. The question is, where does all of this lead? What does history give us answers to following this? Because, as King Solomon said, there's nothing new under the sun. We see from the design of American government that as far back as 1776, the designers of our republic knew very well all these different types of formations of government, how people interacted. So governments and people's discussions and lifestyles and choices, nothing is new that we're facing now. All of these things are trying to lead us to the idea that this is all new and that some evil conservative force has existed all throughout history. And right now we're going to escape from it, which couldn't be farther from the truth. What it is that these liberal forms of things that destroyed governments throughout history, the formation of America under its conservative republic values was the place everybody wanted to escape to. So they're telling you the exact opposite. So historical examples of liberal agendas leading to collapse. The Roman Empire, what happened? Over time, there was an emphasis on pleasure and hedonism, which led to the breakdown of family structures, which became into a welfare state, expanded, and it drained their resources. Corruption and over-centralization weakened the government, and the results was economic decline, loss of moral fiber, eventual collapse in 476 AD. This nation, the Roman Empire, mirrors America and what's happening to us as it declines if it accepts more and more of this liberal agenda. There is something called vis la fin, consider the end. That is what everyone should do instead of thinking just that this is one big party. How can I enjoy this few seconds here? Let's throw a party and then tomorrow wake up with a hangover and our house is wrecked. That is how the liberal agenda operates. And then comes the parents' home, call that communism, and takes over and then removes all of your freedoms for destroying the house and throwing a party when you weren't supposed to. The Weimar Republic in Germany from 1919 to 1933, not allowed on this platform to say who institutionalized that, who were the leaders in it. I will just say it's the banking clan helped to create the Weimar Republic. What happened? Hyper-liberalism created moral decay and societal instability. Excessive welfare programs and poor economic policies led to hyperinflation. And the result was the collapse of democracy in the Soviet Union, 1922 to 1991. What happened? Forced equality stifled innovation and productivity. The state's control over every aspect of life crushed freedom and creativity. This is what big tech is trying to do to all of us now. The results were economic stagnation and eventual collapse due to inefficiency and corruption. Should I also mention that the group that took over murdered 50 million conservative Russian Christians in that country during this time period? Vis la fin, consider the end. Venezuela in 1999 to the present. Venezuela used to be one of the finest economic countries and wealthiest in all the world. What happened? Nationalization of industry destroyed the economy. Call that communism. Welfare dependency created widespread poverty, and the results were hyperinflation, food shortages, and mass immigration. Under the Biden administration, what have we seen happen with food prices? They have quadrupled in just 4 years. The French Revolution in 1789 to 1799. What happened? Radical ideas about equality led to wealth redistribution and mass executions. This is the same type of things under every liberal revolution. Call it communism, call it the French Revolution, whatever you may call it. Whenever this happens, there is mass death that follows, whether it's Pol Pot or it's communist China coming to a rise. The removal of traditional structures causes chaos, and the result is social instability and the rise of authoritarian rule. in France under Napoleon. So the Khmer Rouge in Cambodia, what happened? Radical egalitarianism led to forced labor and execution of the dissenters. Boy, does that sound like what a lot of liberalistic people pulling out their hair, dyeing it purple, shaving their hair off, claiming they're going to do this and that after this last election, losing their mind because of the propaganda and the mind control they have been put under. Intellectuals and professionals were targeted in the name of equality. And genocide, economic collapse, and mass suffering happened in Cambodia in recent times, 1975 to 1979. So the key takeaways from this is from Rome to Venezuela. History shows that policies focusing on excessive government control, equity over merit, and moral decay led to societal collapse. And here's why. You end up with one, a loss of incentive. When merit and achievement are devalued, innovation and hard work disappear. We know this through history. We can look back at these republics and these different places that existed and were destroyed. Economic ruin, which happens with over-reliance on government programs, always leads to financial collapse. We have cultural division, where identity politics and censorship divide societies, and it weakens them until either someone takes over or you always end up with a tyrant. And then you have, most importantly, moral decay. This is always when God gets pushed out of society. When we look back at Germany in the early 1900s, moral decay was on the rise. And you must ask yourself, who was running these programs? Who was controlling all of this that led to the fall of the Christian nation of Germany? And what was the result in the end? So this moral decay in every country from Rome to Germany to France always leads to the destruction of countries. We can go back and even find in Israel in stories from the Bible where the people fell under debauchery and the countries would fall. Avis la fin. As the saying goes, those who will fail to learn from history are doomed to repeat it. Liberal agendas, while often cloaked in promises of fairness and progress, historically lead to disaster. Let's learn from the past to preserve what truly sustains a strong and lasting society: family, freedom, merit, and moral integrity. So share this video to wake people up to the dangers of repeating historical mistakes. Let's work together to build a future based on truth and proven principles, not failed ideologies. So, my friends, we asked AI to give us the truth about situations going on with choosing these liberalistic views of government and the words and the phrases they use as propaganda to win over people, and MK Ultra mind control the other side to thinking that if conservatives get into office, there will be mass genocide of anyone thinking different. My friends, I'm neither Republican or Democrat. I am more libertarian in my viewpoint. I believe in what the founding fathers of this country believed in, that we should be able to pursue life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness so long as what we are doing is considering the end. Avis la fin. If I am doing something that will lead to the destruction of others, other people's family, my government, everything surrounding it, then I am not following the tenets of a good member of society or a Christian. When we look at the liberal agenda for countries, avis la fin, considering the end, it will lead to destruction. Each of you who are under this viewpoint, who may be liberal, you are going to get older one day. And what's going to happen is you're going to realize that the stories, the information, and the things that you were told may not have been true. In fact, you may even completely swing over to the other side, something you thought you would never do. And you're going to realize that these liberal agendas pushed by these democrats pushing it actually stole a large majority of your life away. There are many liberals, the liberal women who were interviewed, who are now in their late 70s, who followed this, began in the 1960s, and followed this path throughout their life. And they will give you point blank. They are sad. They are angry. They feel like their life has been stolen from them, and they know it is a lie. My friends, I want you to live the best life possible. I want you to escape from this paradigm. And this is why our sponsor is leading a program to help you re-evaluate your thoughts, to understand how this shadow government has been operating from country to country, including the United States, and how the words that Jesus said, "My people perish from lack of knowledge," applies to even the church and Christians. You can join and learn everything that the deep state is doing, how they operate, and what they actually plan to do to you. Every single person, including myself, since we were children, from cartoons to the school we went to the things people talked about, to the news on television, to the books we read, have been designed by this deep state to take control of our minds, which led to the capture of our country. And you can, until you actually learn what this deep state has done, you will never be able to escape it. You'll never make the money that you want to make. You will never escape the paradigm of living out your full life and being happy for the things that are around you. You will never escape this. You won't understand biblical teachings fully until you take this course and find out what they have done to you and they have done to me. Once you go through this, and you will become part of a community of people who discuss this and learn to escape it, you'll still fall under the left-right paradigm, the Republican-Democrat paradigm, where you have one group controlling both sides.